You got your notes?
Yeah, I got my notes.
All right. Hey, everybody, it's Dale.
And this is Eric.
And welcome to the Transformers Beast Wars podcast.
You can find it at optimusprimecast.com.
This week, episode 19.
Actually, before we get into that.
Okay.
Hey, guys. So, super duper, very. So, it's a 5 very sorry thing.
Yeah. Ultra sorry.
Mega sorry. Terra sorry. As Cheetor would go
Scorpa-sorry.
We've had a series of unfortunate events that kind of delayed the putting out these podcasts. Basically, in summary, between Dale and I, we went through 2 hard drives, a motherboard, a microphone that had to be RMA'd, and somewhere along the line, the 2 episodes that were supposed to be airing
months ago now.
Yeah, they disappeared.
They got lost. After the last episode, after episode 18, I was all geared up. I actually sat down to edit. As soon as I was done uploading the last episode, I sat down to edit episode 19. This episode. And I discovered that I had episodes 21, 22, and 23 on my hard drive, which are still sitting here in my desktop folder. But I couldn't find episodes 18 and 19. Or 19 and 20, rather.
So, all of that combined with scheduling issues.
Eric, you've been working later.
My shift changed, and then I was working later, and then, life stuff.
Yeah, we both got kids.
Yeah,
we have like
kids.
17 kids between us.
Not quite. Not quite. Close.
Two men raising a village.
But yeah, so like we had some problems getting together. We had some problems like re-recording these episodes, and then all the technical issues with that. I mean, even now as we speak, we're actually recording this episode.
Yeah, there's no insects. We're indoors.
We're indoors,
which is an extreme rarity.
We're actually in our rehearsal studio.
Yeah, we're musicians.
Yeah, we play music. So anyway, that actually kind of leads us into another thing. We made a friend, actually, Dale.
Ooh.
So here's a brief shout out to Jacob.
Hey, Jacob.
He's a friend of ours out in Vancouver, British Columbia.
Vancouver.
So the northwest, just north of
Washington. He lives in post-apocalyptic Vegas.
Yeah. Also known as Canada.
Yeah.
Not to be confused with Greenland.
No, or Siberia.
So he messaged us, and we highly encourage it. Shoot us a message on on Facebook. Send us an email at the theoptimusprimecast at gmail.
Yeah, theoptimusprimecast at gmail.com.
Or leave us some contents. Leave us some comments on iTunes.
Leave us some contents because we're not putting any out for months at a time. So if you have some content, I'll put it in the feed.
But yeah, leave us some comments. And the funny thing is that while talking to Jacob, he lives out in Vancouver, which coincidentally enough is where the Beast Wars episodes and TV series was actually made.
Oh, right on. Yeah, one of the things that I wanted to do, I did not watch the Beast Wars documentary because I wanted to watch it with you.
Well, I have not watched it either.
Yeah, I found it. I was like, oh my god, there's a documentary. Yeah, and then
Okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, he's in Vancouver.
Okay.
He's also a musician. From what I could gather, he played guitar. We talked briefly. We didn't really kind of get in depth about bands and stuff like that. Otherwise, I'd plug it and say, hey, go check him out. But oddly enough, and you might get a kick out of this, Dale, one of the drummers that he played with was actually the son of Jay Falconer.
No way. Oh man, have we said anything bad about him? I don't know.
I can't remember. I don't have my previous week's notes.
Jacob, I don't know my show very well, so if you would let us know. That's awesome.
So yeah,
that is too cool, man.
So that's a brief shout out and apology from us.
Yeah, and thank you so much for reaching out to us, Jacob. I'm gonna go look over those messages and stuff. But the thing is that that helps us know that anybody's listening.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole inception of this thing is so that we could have some fun. We want to spend some time together. We're very close friends, and I want to subject Eric to my favorite television show of all time. And even though not every episode is perfect. But man, it's worth it.
Yeah.
So, and I hope you find it.
It's
worth
been
it
an
too.
enjoyable experience, even on the episodes that I have to nitpick, which is kind of what this one was.
And we have a couple coming up, from what I remember. I don't remember anything about the other episodes that we already have in the can. So, episode 19,
Call of the Wild,
written by Bob Forward
and directed by John Goodwill.
This week, I don't even have the thing. This week, Cheetor has some fever dreams. The Maximal, the thing that keeps Maximals from going crazy from energon poisoning is stolen by the Predicons, and hilarity ensues.
The rectifier coil.
The rectifier call. Yes.
Okay. I have 2 alternate titles for this episode.
Oh, you do?
Yes. The first one is A Hunting We Will Go.
That one wins.
And then the second one is Get Your Vaccinations Regularly.
You lost me on that one. Yeah.
I wish people could see your face.
Yeah, that was a face for radio. So,
all right.
Okay.
So we open up this episode with Cheetor needing some eye drops.
Yeah.
Some really yellow eyes. Looks like he's suffering from hepatitis. Mm-hmm. He's through a jungle. It's a fever dream.
He's crouching and
He's crouching.
hunting.
He's
hunting a gazelle?
I think so.
A gazelle? An antelope, maybe?
A cantaloupe?
Cantaloupes are delicious.
Oh, they are. Gosh.
A bassalope? The
The
spamalope. He's hunting the mighty spamalope in its natural habitat.
So anyway, he's chasing this thing. He's having this dream, and then
But he's dreaming about being
being a
animalistic.
cheetah.
Yeah. So it's his.
and then he gets sharply woken up.
Yeah, by a Predacon attack. Now, before we talk about the Predacon attack, Eric.
Yes, Bill.
Do you know what I'm going to say?
No.
Cheetor's psychic, Eric.
No. This again?
He is psychic. He knew.
7 months went by, and you can't let this go?
Cheetor is psychic.
Geez.
He knows what's happening. Come
No,
on,
he
come on.
doesn't. He's having a fever dream, bro.
Yeah, and every premonition that he's had has been in a fever dream or when he's dead.
You know,
so the thing is, he knows what's coming in the future. Something, his animalistic side is going to take over.
You know, I can't do this with you right now. I just can't.
Eric, we're 5 minutes into the show. 9 minutes. 9 minutes and 32 seconds. No, you get your butt back in here. The fan. Do it for the fan.
It's your fault, Jacob.
Cheetor's psychic. So Cheetor wakes up, and then the Predacons are attacking the base.
Yes.
And he runs out, and he's still in cheetah form. He's still in beast mode. He runs out and he says, "How can I help? How can I help?"
Like, what's going on?
And then I think Rat Trap or somebody says, "Well, how about you start by maximizing?"
You can transform.
Yeah. It's like, oh, I almost forgot. Cheater. Cheater. Maximize.
Man, I swear, them polka dots go clear through to the brain.
So they start fighting. They start warding off this attack, and it kind of goes on for a bit.
Sentinel's down too.
Yeah,
Sentinel
which I
wasn't
don't
working.
get.
I don't know.
Maybe it was broken.
He just left
still
the
from
keys
the
in
last
it.
I don't know.
Yeah, maybe it was broken from
the last
episode.
time when Rat Trap destroyed it.
Yeah.
But yeah, they fight off the attack, and they're going to go, what the heck was that all about, you know? And then all of a sudden they find out that there's something else that's going on. Mm-hmm. There's
through the attack, during the attack, Optimus hops out the ceiling, and he ends up getting shot. AirRaiser is really who saves the day.
Yeah,
but even that happens after the rectifier, the previously spoken of rectifier coil gets stolen. Mm-hmm. Coil. So they're doing the thing. They're having a very successful attack. If you look at the facial expressions, the expertly animated facial expressions of Dinobot, he knows something's up. And Megatron signals, I forget who, I didn't even write it down, but somebody to go in and steal something. And then Megatron goes, "That's it, yes, fall back.
That's it, yes."
So then now everybody's pulling out already, and Optimus is still giving chase, and then he gets shot, and that's when AirRaiser shows up.
And then she gets shot.
And she catches Optimus after he's about to bite it.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. He was about to Optimus again.
He was about to do what Optimus Primal does.
He was about to go Jesusing. So
the big old belly flopped down onto the terra firma. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean that was pretty much it. Like that fight in general wasn't really all that.
I liked it.
I don't know.
I enjoyed it. You weren't in the room today to watch it.
I was in the room.
You're not leaving the party this early.
It was a good fight. It was a good fight. I know what you're gonna say, but and that's at the bottom of my first page of notes.
All right,
we will get there. We will get there. The show gets awful, but but we're not there yet. The front end of this show is actually pretty solid, in my humble.
Okay, so
IMHO.
They
as the kids say on the interwebs.
The Predicons retreat.
Yeah, the Predicons retreat.
Everyone falls back into the base.
Yeah, Airazor is pretty screwed up. They got her in a tank.
It's kind of chaos. Like, everyone's kind of like shouting over each other, talking over each other and everything else. And Rhinox is trying to interrupt and say, hey guys, bad news. And then it's like, what's happening over here? And let's get her in the regen chamber and all this other. And they're like, well, what's the big idea? And then they start shorting out.
Yeah, everybody starts shorting out from the energon poisoning.
We've got another problem too.
What? Energon field buildup.
And then Rhinox is all like, well, I tried telling you guys. They stole the rectifier coil, which is not to be confused with the rectifier amp.
No.
Which is pretty awesome.
My last amp had 3.
It was a triple rec.
Yeah.
But yeah, they took the rectifier coil, which basically is the MacGuffin that keeps, like, I guess
it keeps the energy field up so that the Maximals can stay in robot form in the base not be accruing energon buildup, which is what freaks them out, and then they can't use their guns anymore because then they're animals with no opposable thumbs except for Rat Trap.
Yeah. So they all have to transform in beast mode, stay in beast mode.
Yep.
Rat Trap makes a comment about being anti-fur.
I gotta wear this fur coat. Fur is murder.
Fur is murder.
And then we cut to the Predicon base.
Yes. And Megatron's devious plan starts unfolding.
Yeah, and it's basically he knows that if they can't maximize, they'll be stuck in beast mode and they can't sleep.
Yeah, it's based on my calculations on maximal programming. They're not going to be able to maintain in beast mode without, like, being overcome with beast tendencies, I guess.
Yeah, I think it's like, I don't know what it is, but like, they can't. I don't know. He basically really just wants to wear them out. Yeah, because they proceed to, like, attack the base, almost, like, not even attack, but just kind of skirt around the side and just shoot at the base to keep them alert and awake.
It reminded me of a tactic that was used back in World War II. That basically was kind of like a morale type of destroyer. If you keep the troops and you keep the local people, like, restless or worried or whatever, then, you know, it depreciates. It makes them easier, because you know, when you're sleep deprived, you make poor decisions, you don't think clearly, and like, I mean, ultimately it makes it easier for, you know, you to be overcome by something. And I guess that's what Megatron's plan is to be the annoying neighbor.
Yeah. Well, he's doing
downstairs.
He's doing some psychological warfare which is what being an annoying neighbor is.
Yeah, and we cut to
Optimus Prime Monkey Fever Dream. This reminded me of, what was the name of this video game? There was a video game that came out a couple of years ago. It was a parkour game. It was first person, and all you saw was
Mirror's Edge.
Mirror's Edge.
Oh my god, that was a beautiful game.
It was really good. I loved it. And this was like a terrible version of Mirror's Edge because it was just monkey hands.
Monkey's Edge.
Monkey's Edge. He's just grabbing vines and swinging.
Yeah, it was so horrible.
Yeah.
I just don't like this episode.
And then he wakes up. At in the captain's chair in the Axalon, and Rhinox is like, oh, "Come on!" And we haven't slept in 2 days.
Yeah, and
I'm thinking, except for Optimus.
And everyone has hepatitis.
Everybody's eyes are all freaky.
Cheetor's eyes are yellowish.
Yeah.
Rhinox has red eye.
Rhinox has red eye.
Let me see that shit. Same thing. Well, also Rat Trap has red eyes. Like, everyone has, like, off-color eyes, so it's like outbreak. Most of them have, like, a form of hepatitis, and then Rat Trap and Rhinox have, I don't know which disease or condition has red eyes.
Red eyes?
Ebola.
Yeah, Ebola. Yeah,
pink eye. They got pink eye.
Oh, terrible.
Because when you're sleepy, you rub your eyes. You're not thinking clearly. You don't wash your hands.
Lord knows they haven't slept in 2 days. You gotta forget to wash your hands.
But after we get,
and that's highly contagious.
Yes.
Contagious. Oh my goodness.
When side note, terribly sorry we're getting off topic here, but side note, one of many years back, and even every now and then from here on, whenever Dale would get into an argument with someone,
I said this to my dad too.
Yeah. Whenever Dale gets in an argument with someone, and it kind of goes, "Well, I don't know, Dale," and he's like, "No, yeah, it is, trust me," and I'm like, "I don't know," and he's like, "I will give you pink eye." It's like, what? I'll do it. But yeah, so that's what made me think of that. In any case, so like the reason why Prime gets woken up by his Tarzan first person perspective video game is because the Predicons are attacking again.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then like the attack lasts for a little bit, and then they retreat. So it's basically like it's attack, wake them up. Okay, retreat, attack, wake them up. But the funny thing is that when they retreat, like Rat Trap is like,
Put the fences on auto. I got some serious snoozing to do.
Why didn't you do that all along?
Yeah. Why did you wait up to this point to do that? Like, if you had automatic defenses, you could just put them on. Everyone could get a full 8.
Well, Eric, there's a very good reason for it. And that reason is roll out.
All right. So they start getting...
Oh, and Optimus is forgetting English.
Enemy?
Yeah.
He's forgetting English. What? Enemies? Enemies at base?
They start bickering.
Yeah, they start bickering.
Yeah, they start bickering really heavily. And
they're all going primal now.
Yeah, Rhinox basically has to throw a tantrum.
His tantrum is precious.
Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it!
He's pounding his feet. The poor table.
he stops that damn table again, right?
He flips it. He
flips
destroys
the
it.
table?
That table has seen so much devastation. That poor table. It's like, I didn't sign up for this, man. I was supposed to be just a surface, buddy. A surface. But yeah, it's like he flips the table. They all kind of like get pushed away, and then it kind of settles down again.
They realize what's happening. They
Yeah.
realize that they've been in beast mode for so long that it's just taking over.
Well, with this episode, it kind of cycles through. It's like, okay, periods of actual things that are happening, and then dream stuff, and then actual things, and then dream stuff. And then, we see a vision, like Dinosaur has... Dinosaur.
Yes, Dinosaur.
Dinosaur has his
Dinosaur.
own dinosaur dreams.
Yeah.
Dinobot has his own, like, dinosaur-related dreams. He snacks on a Dilophosaurus, I believe.
Taking your word for it.
Okay. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's a Dilophosaurus. It's been a long time since I've actually seen any type of the Jurassic Park movies or actually looked at a... paleontology book or the All Dinosaurs Poop book, which is a bestseller, I guess, on the New York list, something like that. I am actually making all this up.
Fascinating.
Yes. But yeah, so he has that. He attacks another dinosaur. He chases through, and then he gets woken up as well. Rat Trap has he kind of is in a dream state.
We don't see his dream. We just
He just wakes up and he's a rat.
Yeah, there was another monkey dream too. We had another monkey dream, and then a raptor dream, and then a rat dream.
Yeah, this is all just setting up the scene. It's all, I don't know. It's bad. It's like I just couldn't wait for it to end.
Oh, but yeah. I don't know. This didn't bother me this much. This is probably the third time I've watched this episode, and I'm pretty sure that this is the one that I'm always not looking forward to watching.
Yeah.
I'll have to defer to myself in future episodes.
So,
but
they all basically are in their animalistic form.
Yeah, and they're just freaking out. When Dinobot wakes up, he starts chasing Rat Trap.
Yeah. And then basically at that point, all of the Maximals flee the Axalon. They all leave.
Yep. They're all like, this isn't the forest or the jungle.
So they go ahead. They leave. They go out in the forest, and they're like, Dino Bags is chasing Rat Trap. We got Cheetor doing his own thing. Rhinox and
Optimus.
Yeah,
they're just out being animals. Yeah.
And then we cut to
Megatron.
the Predicon page.
This is where I have written shark equals jumped.
Which means that tonight we hunt.
Not quite.
This is where the show jumps the Cyber Shark, which is an actual Beast Wars Transmetals action figure that I do not own.
Cyber Shark.
He's not in the cartoon, so I don't want him. I only have so much shelf space.
Oh gosh, dude.
Oh, but Cyber Shark. Oh, I think there's also a Cyber Shark in. There's a Shark Transformer in the Japanese, in one of the Japanese series.
Okay.
Robots in Disguise. I think in the Robots in Disguise, he flies. It's really kind of stupid.
Because sharks do fly.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Megatron is like, okay, now the hunt is on.
Yep.
And he has his like regular safari hunting party.
Yeah, I have Megatron on Safari written down.
Like,
I guess that could be my alternate title.
He's on a
but yours are better.
platform. People are like carrying him.
Yeah, Scorponok and Tarantulas are carrying him on a raised dais, and they're carrying him around like a Nubian princess.
And people.
And
just Megatron being a princess.
Yeah.
Well, that kind of fits.
yeah, the queen. He's the queen.
And then there's I think it was Black Arachnia's banging a drum.
Yeah, she's got a drum. Yeah, this is really where it just gets stupid.
Yeah, and
but hey, this is a kids show.
Yeah.
Let's everybody just relax a little bit.
Okay. Megatron starts looking around. He catches Optimus Primal in crosshairs. He's using a scope double barrel, what kind of looks
Elephant gun.
An
elephant gun. I was like, it's an elephant gun. But then he shoots the world's slowest missile
out of an elephant gun.
Out of an elephant gun. But and the thing is, like, if a missile was traveling that slowly, it should just hit the ground at some point, shouldn't it? It shouldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's this really really long shot of the missile flying at Optimus Primal, who is in a tree, and he sees it at the last minute and goes, ooh, ah,
Yeah.
and jumps out of the tree.
Yeah, he
Megatron
misses.
misses, and he says, blast!
And then he signals everyone. And he's like,
The flyers have to disperse.
he's like, everyone, go after him. Go after the others. Optimus Primal is mine. The hunt carries on.
Yeah, he
but
calls dibs.
He sends everyone else out. So who's carrying the platform?
No, just the flyers.
Okay,
just the flyers.
I think I was envisioning. It's like, okay, everyone go after everyone else.
And then he falls to the ground.
And then he falls to the ground. He's
I
like,
want this to
okay,
be the plot point
someone-
that really ruined the show for you, and now I fixed it. Because Scorponok and Tarantulas stayed there, and I'm pretty sure Black Arachnia is still there beating that drum.
Okay. So yeah, so the flyers take off. Pterosaur actually makes a comment.
Hunting from the air with automatic weapons. Now that's a sport.
Dude, have you been hanging out with Sarah Palin?
Yeah,
Or
pretty much it. Now that's a sport.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's so bad.
Coming up on an election year, how do you feel about Trump? Anyway,
Oh,
different podcast, I know.
So there's miscellaneous fighting going on. The Predicons are hunting the Maximals.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them get away, and then we have
Oh, and we cut to Airazor and Tigatron
yeah.
plotting mysteriously in the base.
The night is wild, and we have much to do.
Yeah,
in
well,
the
because
Axalon.
everyone's gone.
Yeah, everybody's gone, and then they don't really say very much. But all that's just meant to let us know that Tigatron and Airazor are going to do something.
Oh, we missed it also. Like earlier, when all the rest of the Maximals were having issues with, these strange feelings that they had inside.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, get Tigatron on the phone.
Oh yeah,
Find out what's going on.
Yeah, since they knew what was going on, they're like, and Rhinox called him via laser,
Yeah.
via laser, and did he get him or he's on his way? Whatever. Either way, Tigatron has been reached out to. Maybe he got a voicemail. So we know that that's gonna happen. Airazor is fixed now because it's been days.
Yeah.
They were saying that like she has to be in the tank for days and days and days and days.
She's hurting bad.
So she's all better. Tigatron is there.
They start going, well, where'd everyone go? Like, we need to figure out what's going on. And then they basically make plans that Tigatron's going to go round up the posse.
Yep.
And Airazor is actually going to go back and steal back the rectifier coil.
Yep. Airazor is awesome in this episode. Actually, really awesome.
So, while that's going on, we cut between scenes of
Some more battle happens.
a little
Yeah, a little bit
things.
more battle because actually after in the outline that I got, the Flyers disperse and get up and Megs calls dibs on Optimus, and then Airazor and Tiger Kitty are mysterious in the Axalon, and then Terrorsaur makes the funny joke about automatic weapons.
Okay.
Yeah, which lets us then settle on to Tigatron talking to fleeing Cheetor with his eyes. Because Cheetor's running.
Well, and then
Cheetor's running.
Rhinox comes up behind him, and there's a lot of growling and animal sounds. It's like, okay, did they take like improv classes for like this section?
This is where the whoever was writing dialogue was in the can.
Get forward on the line. He's going to the bathroom.
No, well, but that's the thing. That's what they and he was having a bad stomach day, and that's where they got the dialogue, because all the dialogue for the next 6 minutes is.
I actually wrote down, with the animal noises and everything, on top of the improv stuff, is that Tigertron uses his "come hither" eyes.
Oh yeah,
That he learned from Ryan Gosling, I guess. Like every time that he meets up with a group, and I'm kind of skipping ahead a little bit of the different groups that he meets up with.
Yeah.
Basically, it's just like, how dare you get in my way? And then Tigertron's like, hey, listen to me. And they're like, oh, I don't want to. And then it cuts to like his eyes, and he's like,
he's a blue steel.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay.
And then he walks away slowly, and then they're like, looks like we're following him now.
Okay. We'll go see what's going on with that. While that's going on, Airazor's making a raid on the
Darksyde.
Darksyde.
Yep, and this is a cool shot.
It is a cool shot.
It's cool.
Like, because she's a Peregrine Falcon. Mm-hmm. And she does what a Peregrine Falcon does. Where she,
Flies really fast?
Well, sure. But
flies with their wings?
Well,
I know nothing about biology.
Peregrine Falcons, basically what they do, the reason the way that they're able to achieve those like really high speeds is that they go from a really high altitude, they pull in their wings, and they just do a dive. So these dives, when they're making, Peregrine Falcons can reach up to like the top end of 300 miles an hour. Like
what?
Like 350.
Their brains don't turn to jelly?
No.
That's crazy.
And that's how they're able to get that speed. And when they pull up or bottom up, they're still maintaining that speed when they change their vector to a horizontal one instead of a vertical.
Oh, okay.
But what we see here is that she does do that.
Mm-hmm.
She transforms like shortly after like leveling out.
Mm-hmm.
And while she's heading towards the dark side, we see a pressure wave forming in front of her.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, okay, she's
I'm
approaching.
glad you know what that's called, because all I know is that was cool.
So the pressure wave that's forming in front of her, that's basically that's the bow shock basically of air.
Mm-hmm.
So she's approaching the speed of sound, the sound barrier.
Mm-hmm.
So she at that point is getting close to, I'm gonna gander roughly around 730 miles an hour. Because I think the speed of sound is like 750, 770. Mm-hmm. I'm close. I'm probably not right.
I left my phone. I left my phone in the live room. But I will consult. Since we're an internet program, I will consult. HTTP:// Google www.google.com/index. Type in speed of sound and I'll find out what's going on there. But yeah, that is fast.
Yeah.
She was going crazy fast because the auto defenses, because it's all the Predicons are gone.
Yeah, nobody's at the base.
Yeah, so she blows up the auto defenses with her sonic boom.
Well, yeah. And that is somewhat possible. I mean, the shockwave I don't know. It kind of all depends on what it's passing through. For instance, the pressure wave that's generated from like a bullet, like a 50 caliber bullet. Mm-hmm. It's about the size of a nickel in diameter. Mm-hmm. Like, how wide of a nickel is, not like the thickness of a nickel, but nickel in diameter.
The diameter of it, no, but yeah.
But it doesn't really punch like that size of a hole in whatever it's going into, like especially if it's fleshy. But I mean, it expands because there's pressure behind it. It has this pressure wave, and anything that has like supersonic speed has that same type of pressure wave. Now, would it be enough to kind of disintegrate the guns? I don't know.
She is a robot.
I know she. All right, fine.
What if she's traveling through badassery?
Okay.
The density.
I understand that this is a show that's designed for kids and not kids who are familiar with vectors and speeds of sounds and how
they're just saying,
waves
"Wow,
work
she fast."
It was cool.
Unless they're in Japan, then they say, "Wow, he fast."
Oh, that's racist.
What, he fast? What? Wow, she fast is but wow, he fast is racist.
No, I thought you were like I thought you were making a funny voice. I'm sorry.
No.
But yeah, so she does that. She gets inside the base, and while she's inside the base, she's like, it's right here. I'm surprised Megatron doesn't have any traps.
And she turns into Indiana Jones for a second. I really wanted her to pull out a sandbag. Because she's standing there. The thing is on a pedestal.
Yeah.
And it's got the spotlight on it. And I'm like, pull out a bag of sand, please, please, please. Weigh it out, then do the swap.
Have you seen the GIF of that scene in Indiana Jones?
No.
Oh, guys, if you have not seen it, you have to. Basically, they swap out the idol and the Indiana Jones with a jar of Nutella.
Oh, delicious.
So like he's leaning in to go grab the bottle of Nutella. And then the guide that was with him, and in the movie he has his hands up and he's like jiggling his fingers. He has in the thing he has a piece of toast and a knife in the other one. He's like, it's awesome. Just look it up, find it.
You look it up and stick it in the show notes.
We'll put it in the show notes.
Put it in the shows.
Yeah. Anyway, getting back on track. So, a gun pops up.
The booby trap is one gun.
Gun.
That's the laziest.
Singular.
Yeah, a gun.
Right next to it. She catches it, blows it up.
Yep.
Job done.
Eraser is badass.
Yeah. And then we cut to
Tigertron.
The forest.
Yeah, Tigertron has lined up everybody and goes all Rhinox or Yoda or Mr. Miyagi on all the Maximals.
I've called this meeting.
Listen to me, my Maximal brethren. And then he preaches to them, and it's an effective sermon. It's good. Come on. Well, maybe it's because of the first batch of words that's been spoken in 6 minutes. Through all the growling, I forgot what language sounded like, but it's good. It's somewhere between a guided meditation and tech support. Because I don't know if you've ever done a guided meditation, but
but I've done guided tech support.
They could be trippy, They're like, I'm gonna ask you to turn it off and turn it on again. Do you have another phone that you can call me from so that we can do things to yours?
I need you to reach down deep inside into your pocket and grab the USB adapter in your soul.
Which is exactly what Tigertron is having everybody do.
Find the programming block and delete it. Bring your beast and robot forms together. Let them work in harmony. And let them both make you stronger than you were before.
He had to, before all this had to happen, he had to get them all, together in, I guess...
he didn't want to give this speech
twice. A wireless local network, I guess, because he's tapping into the maximal core consciousness.
Yeah. Well, it's because they're all together. They form a network. Wait till we get to Beast Machines. You're going to see some Cybertronian mysticism. And you read about it in the comics too. It's not stuff that they just made up. They invented the concept of the spark and stuff, or that took shape in this show. But the mysticism in ancient Cybertron stuff is extant. Okay. And but even in a recent one, there was a mention of the early ignition cults. And I'm like, ooh, ignition cults. Those are that's like Fear Factory music. Yeah, so I'm totally I'm straight up. I wrote that down and I'm like, ignition cult. That is bad news, man. I gotta write that.
So Tigertron, he talks them basically through. He's like, okay, now go into this directory and see this file.
Yep.
This
I'll
file
access
is
your
kind of a
C
bad
drive.
file that blocks you from being able to like have access to this. It doesn't really perform any other functions, and when it acts up, it's just easier to delete it rather than try to patch the software. So just go ahead and just delete that, and then we're just going to reboot, and then just kind of power through it, and you'll be fine. You'll be fine. You'll get a pop-up every now on your desktop that says, "Hey, your beast form is not genuine, and you need to register within 30 days with the provider." But
This isn't an authorized
it's fine.
copy of Cheetah software.
Yeah, exactly. You know, you won't be able to customize your desktop anymore. But you know, I mean, it's fine. It's fully functional. You just have like this annoying pop-up. It's fine. There's no need for it.
Oh, but I liked this bit. I liked this part. Because it makes the Maximals better. It maximizes the Maximals because they're not fighting their animal instincts anymore.
So they're not clawing at the couch or
Oh, yeah.
peeing in the corner or
But the fruits of
barking every time the doorbell rings.
this is why. But this is why Tigatron doesn't live at the base.
Eating the mailman and dinosaurs.
Eating the mailman and dinosaurs. Oh, man, that's
eating the mailman in Dinobots case.
Yes. I understand.
Now the Maximals are brutal, and they go and find the Predicons, who are really, really smart, and they have stayed in bot mode.
Yeah, this entire
They're really
time.
smart. They're really, really smart. You know, they don't conserve their dampening fields
Yeah,
at
no,
all.
why not? Why not?
Yeah, so they fight some Maximals, and then they start short-circuiting. Megatron signals the retreat, and then everybody that's left just says, "Hey, this was pretty cool."
Well, we missed a couple of like kind of fun points.
Like what?
I mean, granted, like Dinobot steps on Black Arachnia's head. The thing that was fun was I can't remember who shoots at him. I think it was Pterosaur shoots at Rhinox, misses, and then Rhinox knocks over a tree. It falls down, and then Rhinox grabs the tree and uses it as a bat to beat one of them.
Yeah, that is the thing. Like, everybody's using more, like, animalistic attacks, not just their weapons and their regular fighting skills, but they're using the terrain and their,
We have the signature... Well, we have Optimus Primal swinging off of a vine.
Yeah. He's dreamt about it twice so far. He had to do it.
Transforms mid-swing, you know, and then, like, drop kicks Megatron. And Megatron has, you know, a good 5 minutes to watch this kick come towards him. And as usual, I mean, it's the signature of the series. Well, this is going to happen.
This is going to happen, yeah.
Just, you know, not going to fight it.
No rocks in this fighting scene.
No rocks.
No bots versus rocks.
No bots versus rocks in this episode.
Good shot. Great shot of Optimus hefting Megatron over his head to throw him.
Yes.
That was a good shot. The direction in this episode was great. Yeah, not in the monkey dreams. The monkey dream sequences, the monkey parkour sequences, not so much. But like it wasn't jarring. It wasn't terribly boring. The action sequences at the beginning and the action sequences at the end were good. The meaningful looks that Tigatron was communicating with, his blue steel, left a little bit to be desired for.
Yeah.
But overall, I didn't have a problem with that. Air Razor's action scene was good. You know.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean,
we had effects that were good.
we did have a couple of scenes, and we did have a couple of sections that were palatable.
Maybe it was the sneezing one, the one where Rhinox had that cold. Maybe I didn't like that episode. That was just too silly. Or was that one? Let's calm down, everybody.
We haven't gotten there.
Oh, the future.
Future.
One of these episodes I didn't want to watch. It might have been this one, but I'm so happy to be podcasting again that I'll watch anything.
And that was pretty much the episode. I don't know. Like I said, I didn't really like this episode all that much.
It's all right. It gets better.
I know.
Oh, it seriously gets better. Oh, Jesus! I watched an episode of season 2 with one of my kids because they wanted to see something, and they're like, "Put on that one." And I'm like, "Okay, fine." I put it on. I was like, "Yeah, this, yeah." Oh, I can't wait. I wish I was podcasting on a regular basis. Oh, we'd be here already.
Soon, guys.
Soon.
So
hopefully we're back on schedule.
we are going to be back on schedule.
Okay, all right. We're going to be each other's accountability buddies.
I am back on a normal schedule, so I'm getting off.
You've been taking your fiber, and now you're regular again.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
But no, I'm a day walker now. We'll say I'm a day walker, so we'll be able to get these out on a regular basis. We worked through the majority of the technical glitches. I mean, today we're still kind of recording.
Yeah.
We're still recording on a kind of makeshift. Yes. On a makeshift setup here, so we're getting there, but we're definitely gonna have some regular content for you. This episode and the next episode that we're gonna be doing is using this setup. The other episodes leading up out to towards the end of the series of this season, those have already been done.
Yeah, they're done. They're in the can. We needed this one so that we had a bridge to them.
But yeah, so I mean that's pretty much it. Oh, I forgot to bring it up.
Okay.
So the other day, I was watching something with my kids, and I came across a little tidbit that Bob Forward, your absolute guy,
the king of Beast Wars,
the king of writing, actually also did some writing for the Legend of Zelda animated TV series.
That is awesome.
But I see so many different parallels. I mean, it's like, that was kind of really written badly. I see some of these episodes were written kind of bad. Like, this episode was written kind of badly.
What was it? The episode that you see? Was Link constipated? Or stuck under a rock?
He might as well have been.
Did he slag some bots?
No, he killed goblins he killed moblins and loved doing it. So he was a bit sociopathic.
That's brutal.
Anyway, that's another podcast.
Yeah, it is.
But I just found that funny. Like just finding like, oh my god, it's Bob Forward.
Yep.
I gotta tell Dale.
That's fantastic. That's so cool. I'm totally gonna look into that because he's written for a bunch of shows. I think.
Oh yeah.
He's done tons and tons of work, so I'm gonna have to go look at some of his other stuff.
Anyway.
Anyway, I've been Dale.
And I've been Eric.
And this has been the Transformers Beast Wars podcast,
which you can find at optimusprimecast.com.
Thank you so much for helping us maximize your Mondays. High five!